Hello, everyone. Ogodre here, and this is my Money Brief. Yeah, so on this episode of Money Brief, I want to talk about something very important that happened recently. So, I mean, if you all remember, I was talking about the U.S. Fed plans to cut interest rates. I think if you check some of my previous episodes, you see where I mentioned that it could happen in September. And yes, it has happened finally. So on Wednesday, the U.S. Fed cut their benchmark interest rate by 50 basis points. That's 0.5%. Smaller, yeah, 0.5%. Yeah. So, and that has gotten the markets all in a state of frenzy. I mean, everybody expected that they were going to cut those rates. But nevertheless, people are still reacting to those cuts. And of course, the market as well is, taking it in, and everyone is trying to figure out what that, probably means for them. But for us, for my audience, for you guys, I mean, there's a lot of consequence. These things means a lot, especially to Nigerians. I think I've mentioned that for Nigeria, the expectation is that with interest rate, going down, then that could trigger foreign investor inflow into the naira, into the economy, and of course, that can help the naira. But I think more importantly, what this means, if you ask me, is that we are essentially in a new era. Okay, there's now a new phase in the global economy where we're now going to see lower interest rate, and that tends to affect how markets behave, and that can have a huge effect on your investments in general. So with interest rate now appearing to be going down, you're going to see a lot of borrowing that could drive investments in different asset classes. So, for example, I think you see real estate prices tend to go up. You would see investment in stocks go up as well. So a lot of stocks are going to get a boost from this. Even crypto as well, I expect to see a boost for crypto because people can just borrow at lower interest rate and invest in this thing. So you're going to see a boom. That's what I expect. Except, of course, maybe economic growth slows globally, which, I mean, a lot of people have been saying that can happen, but I doubt that's going to happen. Anyway, so for my audience, for Nigerians, whether here in Nigeria or in diaspora, expect to see investment in some of these asset classes, the valuation pick up over the next year or so. In fact, the next few months. In terms of even interest rates for your borrowing, so for Nigerians who live abroad who have mortgages, you would see lower mortgage rates as well. I expect to see that, except maybe you're on a fixed rate, but if you're on a floating rate, then I think you see that drop. Even some of your personal loans or credit card loans might also drop a little bit because of lower interest rates. Inflation is also going down, so at least prices of goods and services are likely going to be stable, for you guys over there. But in Nigeria, I think we're still a long way off. It's just a 0.5% cut, so interest rate is still like 5.5% or so. So it's still pretty high compared to what you can obtain from Nigeria. So I don't see an immediate impact yet. So don't expect to see a strong naira against the dollar at the moment. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I maybe you probably see 1.5 between 1.5 1.6. I still think that there's pressure down the line towards the end of the year. So 1.6 and closer to 1.7 might happen. But yes, interest rate cut is a good thing, but I don't see an immediate impact yet. It's still a small one. We still have a long way to go. I know there's another cut that we're expecting later in the year. So maybe when we start to hit those 3% levels, then you can start to see impact for Nigeria, and that is probably still till next quarter, not to next year, first quarter of next year. Not anytime soon. So yes, it's a good thing that it has happened, but I don't expect to see, much impact yet. So yeah, that's it for that interest rate cut. It has happened already, so we're happy with that. Inflation in Nigeria, well, I mean, could impact as well, but not that much. I think Nigeria's inflation issues is a whole different ball game entirely. So we've seen fuel prices go up now, so that is going to have an impact on inflation. If it has an impact on inflation, it's also going to have an impact on FX, and that's why I kind of think that you would see more FX pressures. It was 1.650 or so a few days ago on the official market, and it dropped to 1.5 again. So you're seeing all this volatility happen because, I mean, the central bank and basically trying to make sure that the exchange rate doesn't just go out of hand. And so you're seeing them also support in terms of providing liquidity in the official market. But the black market is largely 1.6 something or thereabouts. I mean, I hope that it doesn't depreciate, even though I kind of think that you will still see pressure that might make it depreciate. But at the moment, that's what it is. So, yes, so that's the impact of that 0.5%. Let's hope for more rate cuts soon. All right. Bye.